Hey guys, it's Natasha and welcome to Natasha's Creations. So I've seen a lot of videos of people doing their celebrity encounters, so I figured I should do one too. I don't have a ton of stories and the people I've met aren't super famous, but most of them aren't, so this might be a boring video, but feel free to watch it anyway. I'm also wearing my iHeartMedia shirt because most of my stories are from when I work there. So I'm gonna go in chronological order. So the first story happened when I was a kid. So whenever my parents would go to the casino, they would drop me off at the daycare there. And it was me and my cousins because their parents would go too. And one day there was this little girl there that the entire staff was just fawning all over. And we didn't really know who she was, but she took a liking to us and she started hanging out with us. And I think she was 5 or 6 and I was 11 or 12. So it was more like I was babysitting her. And she was telling us that she was there because her dad was on Dancing with the Stars. And at the time I thought Dancing with the Stars was So You Think You Can Dance. So I just thought he was just some random contestant and they were doing some show at the casino. But then I was talking to one of the staff members and they were like, do you know who her dad is? And I was like, no, he's just here for Dancing with the Stars, right? And they're like, he's Joey Fatone from NSYNC. So of course I freaked out. I mean, I was more of a Backstreet Boys fan than NSYNC as a kid, but still, it's NSYNC, and Justin Timberlake was huge at the time. So I was asking her about him, and she was like, yeah, he came to my birthday party, and he jumped in the pool, and just things that little kids find interesting, and it was just really cool. And she wasn't a spoiled brat or really annoying or anything. She was totally sweet and nice for a 5-year-old. And after that, I really wanted to get a job there when I got older because who knows how many celebrities' kids I would meet at that daycare. But the casino was an hour away from my house, so I wasn't gonna do that. And then my next few stories happened when I was in high school. So there's this Spanish singer whose stage name is Taino, and he was in my Spanish book freshman year, and I think I showed her to my grandma or something, and she was like, oh my god, we know him. Apparently he used to live in this complex that I kind of grew up in when I was really little. And I didn't remember him or his family, but I guess our families were friends. So she was like, you need to send that picture to his mom, friend her on Facebook and send her the picture. So I sent her a friend request and she remembered me somehow. And I sent her the picture and she was super excited. And then she said that I should friend him and show him the picture. And so I did. And so now we're all just friends on Facebook. And the second story is from senior year. So there's this singer named Barry Kingston. He was featured on MTV in the 80s and 90s. I don't really know what he does now, but he runs a retreat organization, and so he did our senior year retreat and he was actually my group's leader, so I got to know him pretty well. And we are also friends on Facebook, and then I downloaded some of his songs and they're actually pretty good. Then there are my New York stories. So I was part of the Performing Arts Club in high school, and every year we would take a New York trip where we would go to Broadway, we'd see a couple shows, and we'd do some workshops with some of the people who were on the show that we were going to see that night. So I've met a couple Broadway people, I guess, that way. But my junior year, we were all eating at Bubba Gump's, and there was a rumor that flew through the restaurant that Christina Milian was there, and they had blocked off the section of the restaurant that she was sitting at. But my roommate really wanted to meet her, so the two of us went over and we kind of talked to the waiter and he let us through and we got to meet Christina and her family, and she was super nice. She wasn't even annoyed that we were there. But her mom was definitely not happy. At the time I thought she was being really rude, but I mean, I get it now. You want privacy when you're eating dinner with your family. So I didn't get a picture or an autograph or anything, but I did get to meet her, so that was really cool. And then senior year, we went to see Nice Work If You Can Get It, and Matthew Broderick was on the cast. And after the show, we went around back and got to meet everyone in the cast and get their autograph. And so I have a picture with Matthew Broderick. And then this isn't really a celebrity story per se, but that same year we were eating at some other random restaurant and my friend was wearing a sweatshirt with our school's logo on it, and some guy randomly saw it, and I guess he knew someone who went to our high school, so he offered us a tour of the Book of Mormon set on Broadway, and of course we said yes, so we went over there and just got to tour the set and play with the props and stand on the Broadway stage. That was amazing. like just like looking out into the empty audience was so cool. And so now I can say that I've been on Broadway. Now for my iHeartMedia stories. So there were some concerts that we did at a local casino where we kind of just set up a tent and watched the concert and like met people that way. And my first big one was Hanson. Hanson was a little bit before my time, so I wasn't like a huge fan, but I still knew like they were big, so I was pretty excited to meet them. And the person that I was working with that night was doing the meet and greet, so she kind of snuck me in and we got a picture with them and it was really cool. And my pictures with them blew up on social media. Like people were really big fans of them. And then for other smaller concerts, we would also set up a tent and we'd be there pretty early so the people performing would do like their sound check and then walk around the casino waiting for their concert to start. So I met Nick Fraudiani that way and a bunch of local bands. But the best band that I met was 9 Days. They had that song Absolutely, Story of a Girl. That was one of my favorite songs as a kid, so I was so excited to meet them. My coworker and I were so awkward. It's like we were both kind of like fangirling when we got to meet the band, and they were walking around and like they came over to our tent a couple times and we just kind of like hung out with them. And then like when they went on stage, they gave the two of us shout outs, like not the station, but like her and I, like by name. It was so cool. And even after we clocked out, like we still stayed to watch the concert and they were super awesome and super nice. And that was one of the best experiences I had working there. And then there was the night that I met Cameron and John from Twin XL. They were opening up for Mr. Wives, and after their set was over, they went out to like meet fans, and they happened to be standing in front of our tent, so like we called them over, and they like took some pictures with us and just kind of hung out with us for a while. I mean, John did. Cameron was mostly like talking to fans, but oh my god, there was this girl, this fan girl, who was just like all over him, and so as soon as like he came off the stage, she like ran over and gave him the sloth. And I don't know what the significance of the sloth was, but she was super excited to give it to him. And he was as nice as he could be about it. But like you could tell that she was making him uncomfortable because she just like would not leave. And like other fans would like try to talk to him and she would not leave his side. And then he like kept trying to leave and tell her that like needed to get on the plane or the bus or whatever to like their next city on their tour, and she's just like, no, you're not leaving me. And like I almost called security. Like it was really bad and really uncomfortable to watch, but also so hilarious. But like yeah, they were really nice, they're really great to their fans, and they were really excited to meet us too, so that was cool. And then there were the concerts that we put on. So we did a Hunter Hayes charity concert, and I did not get to meet Hunter, but Lindsay LaBelle was also performing and I got to meet her guitarist, which was super random. But I also was like this close to Hunter during his sound check because I was helping to set up the stage, so yeah. And oh my god, people were so annoying at that concert. Like they were just like a bunch, it was just like a bunch of drunk entitled people, and I was trying to like record the concert for the station, which is what I was supposed to do, and people were like yelling at me to get out of the way and to like stop trying to get in front of them. And I mean, I'm just doing my job, like relax, you can see him from where you're standing. Yeah, that was not a good night. And then I got heat stroke, so it was outdoors and it was just yeah. And then we put on a summer fest kind of concert with Morgan Evans and Abby Anderson, and that was a really cool experience because I got to set up their green rooms, which was pretty cool, with like all the stuff that like they requested. And our room was right next to theirs, so we could just like hang out like in the little hallway area in between sets with them, and they were both very nice. Abby is like super energetic and like super friendly, and Morgan was also like really cool. He's a little more quiet, but he was nice. Like he wasn't a snob. He didn't just like lock himself up in his room. Like he came out and talked to us, and it was really cool. And then we put on a Maddie Poppy concert. I don't really know who she is. I think she's from American Idol, but I met her backstage, and I think I helped like shuffle in meet and greet people. And I remember someone said like they didn't like her and they thought she was kind of stuck up, but I thought she was perfectly fine. I mean, she wasn't like super energetic and like all over everyone, but like she wasn't mean. And then there was AJR, and this was a concert that me and my coworker were left completely alone to handle all by ourselves, and I think we did a pretty good job at it. It was at a state fair, and we went out and like collected people for the meet and greet, people who like were waiting out in line, and then like we brought them in and we hyped them up before they got to meet them, which was kind of fun. And we were in constant communication with their manager throughout the entire day, which was a little frustrating because he like showed up late and there was like a lot of confusion that day, but I think we handled it pretty well, and it was a really great night overall. And I got to take the meet and greet photos, so that was cool. But they didn't really talk to us like at all. We saw them obviously a bunch of times and they didn't even really say hi to us, and they were just like on their phones backstage the entire time, which, I mean, I guess maybe they were tired or just like not feeling up to it. But they were also really awkward during the meet and greet. Like people were really excited to see them, and I mean, like they were nice, but like you could tell that they were just not in a good mood. It was just awkward. And then we did a few listener lounges, which are just kind of like private concerts that you win tickets to. And I think I did one with the Eli Young Band, which was pretty cool. They were nice. And John Kay, and I didn't really know who he was at the time. I think he's still kind of a newcomer, but like as soon as he walked in, like you could tell which guy in the group he was. Like he just has this like air of like celebrity about him, which I guess it's good and bad. He also didn't really talk much. His manager did most of the talking, but he was a pretty good singer. And then whenever new singers are trying to like get their start, they do radio tours, and so we got Teddy Robb, who came to our station, and that was really cool. It was just kind of like a little private concert for just people who like work there, and a lunch where we got to just like talk to him, like ask him questions, and he got to learn about the radio industry, although I think he used to be an intern at iHeart, so he talked about that. And yeah, he was also pretty cool. Like I hope he makes it in country music because he was also a really good singer and songwriter. So those are my celebrity encounters. I don't really have any bad ones, I guess. The bad ones were just awkward. And then the good ones were just nice people. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.